How do you decide what you want in life is a big question that I often find myself asking at this time of year, especially. I definitely feel for me that when I am beginning a new year or coming to the end of a year, there's a really big sense of closure, new chapters, new beginnings. And in fact, my I've got a tattoo on my back and it's a symbol, which is the Thai symbol for the full stop, new beginning. And I definitely feel that symbol is relevant for me at this time of year, recording this, where we're in December. And I have spent the last few weeks thinking about what I want and where do I want to go. And sometimes it's not clear. Some years I'm very focused on I want to achieve this. So, for example, at the beginning of 2024, I was very focused on I want to write a book. And that was my focus for the whole year, really. And so that felt very easy. And I love it when I just know where I'm going. And I remember saying years ago when I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living and I was always unhappy in different jobs. I remember once saying, I just wish that someone would show me the way. I wish someone would show me what it is that I'm supposed to be doing and what my purpose is, because I know once I find it, I'll just work at it and I'll be so happy. And I remember that feeling of frustration of just not knowing it and knowing there's something out there that I want, but I can't get to it. And so I would imagine there's probably people here listening to this feeling that way in terms of not knowing what art to make or not knowing if you're in a job and you don't like it, but you don't know a way out, or you're not sure what you want to do, not sure where to put your focus. You might have a million things that you want to do, and what do you focus on first? Those kinds of questions can crop up at this time of year. And I like to gently ponder these questions around this time of year, and then we will in January do our best year yet event, which is where we all come together as a big group and we start to go through a process, a framework of reflecting, creating a vision, creating a plan, learning how to focus and learning how to take action. And we kind of go through this process together. And if you'd like to join us, the link is below this video. We get started in January. And I like to plant the seeds now in terms of reflecting on the year and reflecting beyond and really considering and journaling on what it is that I've enjoyed, what do I want to carry forwards, what do I want to leave behind. And I think that's a really good question to ponder, and you might not know the answers yet, which is why I like just asking it now. What do I want to leave behind in 2023 and what do I want to carry forwards into 2024? And what I've also been doing is reading back old journals, and I've been looking back at notes that I've made previously. And it's been really nice just to sit still and take time to look back at what I was feeling and thinking and writing and what was I doing. And I've looked back in my calendar, and it's nice. It's just a time to pause. And I've also created a vision board much faster than I usually would. I'd usually do this in January. But we had an amazing guest feature in our United Art Space Hub membership. Chisomo came in to do a vision board workshop with us. So if you are a Hub member, you have access to that lesson where Chisomo talks you through the whole process of how to create a vision board. It's available. We'll put the links below. If you're not a member, we'll put a link for you to learn more. And I really enjoyed the lesson. I teach this. We talk about vision boarding, but we don't talk really the specifics of how to do it. And so it was really lovely to do a lesson inside the membership. And I followed along as a student and a learner and did the lesson too. And I've created my vision board and I feel very, very aligned with this board. I like to create a vision board because what I tend to do is I reflect And then when I start to think about the things I want to carry forwards into next year, I start to create a mind map first on a piece of paper. And I start to create a mind map and I put things into buckets such as home life, work, art, and finances. They're usually my four buckets. And I start to think about the things that I want to carry forwards into next year and beyond, and some of the things that are important to me. And I start to then create this mind map. And then inside our hub membership, we had a co working session together. And I literally got that board created in an hour. I just went on an absolute mission to then take my mind map and the things that I'd like to work towards. I found images that represented them. So sometimes there's an image that will represent a place I want to go to or something that I want to achieve. If it's a feeling, like freedom is always on my board, I find an image that represents my version of freedom and what that looks like so that I have a visual response. And I just put images together on a board. And what I love about this process is that it could be 3 images, 1 image. It doesn't have to be as many that I have. I have affirmations, I have words on there as well that speak to me in some way. And I have my goals on there too. And so this is what I'll be doing with you during our Best Year Yet Design Your Life course that we run in January, which is free. And I can't wait to share it with you. We come together as a big, huge group. But I love this process of taking this time now, reflect, and just ask yourself that question: what do I want to leave behind and what do I want to carry forwards? Journal on it, speak about it into a dictaphone, speak about it with friends, and see what comes up for you. And then you can start to take that process. If you feel like you want a vision board, it's not for everybody. I like having it because I put it on my shelf up there, and then not every day, but a few days, I'll just sit on my sofa and I'll just look at the vision board. And it really reminds me of why I do what I do, what is most important to me, because throughout the year, especially when we start the year, we have good intentions and then life takes over. And then we actually forget. We forget what we planned in January. We forget what felt most important to us. And so I love having a visual representation that I can see on a regular basis, because I'll go back to my board and it brings me back to, no, this is what's important to me. And so you can do that too, putting on a board what's important to you, spending time with family. When we get to the crux of what is actually really important and we strip away all the noise from the world, it's surprising actually how simplistic it is. I don't know, I speak for myself here, yours might be different, but you know, it's wonderful actually when you strip it back and you get to really what matters in your life. So do that exercise. Let me know what comes up. Let me know in social media. We've put a post out. Let me know, what do you want to leave behind and what do you want to take forwards. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you next week.